text me and I'll text you back.
Text me and I'll text you back.
Text me then I'll text you back.
You text me then I'll text you back.
Text me then I'll text you back.
TikTok, you don't stop.
I will help you make your paper stack.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now?
205-964-52439. You
Yep,
know.
yep.
205-964-52439. You know.
All right, welcome to Daily Live Real Estate Investing with an emphasis on wholesaling real estate, where your cash or credit does not matter. Low risk, high reward. Today's title is
what to do when a seller wants
what to do when a seller wants a large earnest money deposit. Short EMD is the short version. What to do when a seller wants a large earnest money deposit. Okay, so if you have questions, you'll post them here. A couple of things. I guess we'll do the Gator thing. Should we do that?
Yeah.
Since you're leaving.
Well, no, I put the thing at the bottom, so
Yeah.
if they're not Stevie Wonder, they can know.
Yeah. So anyway, while we're waiting on some questions to load, welcome everyone. Let me see what we want to do first. So partner on deals, text 5050 for an explanation on how to do that. That's for houses. For land, here are the instructions for that. Text the word raw. If you want a script on how to talk to landowners, learn the lingo, text the word mud. Also in that link, you'll have a video to show you how to build list to target landowners. All right. When you're building that list, you'll need the tool that I discussed in that video to build those lists. So you'll text the word tool to this number, TOOL. The reason most wholesalers fail is because they don't know how to recognize a great deal, right? You're just happy that someone is talking to you that wants to sell. No, that's not how it works. The numbers need to work. There's plenty of people that want to sell real estate, but are they great deals? So text the letters GD to the number 205-964-5243. The video that somewhat goes with that, text the letters ARV to the number also. Boom. So once you sign up for the tool to build your list, wouldn't you like for us to train you on how to use it like we use it? Only after you signed up. Only after you've signed up. Only after you signed up through Dealator, text the word time. If you have not signed up through Dealator and through some other source, do not text the word time, please. Okay? Okay. All right. So so I think we read some questions. If you got some.
All right. Let's see. Everyone is saying what's up on YouTube. This one came from Mona. She said, "Hello, Ty. Thanks for everything you do. I'm always watching your weekly show and educating, getting educated from your videos."
You're assuming Mona is a female?
I guess they said, "Hello, Ty. Thanks for everything you do. I'm always watching your weekly show and educating myself from your videos, hoping to do my first deal soon." Let's see.
Welcome. Thanks for consuming the content. Mona makes a lot of comments on a lot of different videos. So to know she's really making comments, or he, hopefully they're watching them all. So that's what's up. It'd be good to go. They've consumed a lot of videos. They'll be ready to make some happen.
All right. This one says, "How do you figure out the price to sell vacant lots?"
The price, well, I guess you're asking how to figure out if you have a great deal first. once you figure out that if you have a great deal, you'll know what you can probably market it back out at. There are tools out there, but not as cut and dry as it is for the number of tools out there for houses. Um, Simple thing you can do is use Zillow. I'm not saying it's the best method, but it's a free method. Is to hopefully you can identify some properties that have either sold or are currently for sale on Zillow. Near the property that you're targeting. And from there, you should be able to calculate the price per acre that they're selling for. And you can break your numbers down from there. Now, just understand sometimes it's not a full acre. So you have to know the dimensions of what makes an acre as far as square footage. The square footage in an acre, ladies.
4,000 something.
No, it is 4. It's 4.
I know it's 4,000 something.
Got the 4 right. 43,560 square feet.
Too many numbers. It should have been
43,560.
It should be like
Yeah, just
Wow.
print in your head, 43560.
Okay.
Yeah.
43,560. I won't forget.
In 43560, 43,560 square feet. To give you a visual, I said this a number of times, but I'm sure some people here haven't. An acre is approximately a football field without the end zones. Most people can visualize that. Yeah, so boom. All right, so but anyway, so that's it. You try to reach out to some realtors or brokers that you notice or that from your research have multiple listings there, not like in the same subdivision, because you can have one realtor or broker in the same subdivision with multiple plots of land or lots, or whether you want to see them at different addresses, like completely different addresses, or whether not in the same subdivision. So you can reach out to them, try to network, see if they're willing to provide some insight on some value. So once you know something has potential to sell for, then you know where you should be able to negotiate the room. There's more to it than that, because you got other factors that go into it, like road access. Does it have utilities? Has there ever been set up for utilities? Wetlands, flood zone, inclines, is it flat, red, there's just more go into it than just simple as that. But for the most part, that's how you can do some free research on it. Let me just say that.
All right. The first question on TikTok: how often do yourself find motivated sellers? Seems like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Is how often can you find them?
Do you find motivated sellers? I guess maybe
we
to or
well, yeah, it takes a lot. And to generate a lot of leads. Now, if you're looking for deals, like a lot of people do, just go on the internet looking, it's very difficult. But the way we go about it, probably 20 to 30 people that you actually talk to that wants to sell. Now, you may have had to talk to 100 to get to those 20 to 30, right? Talk to 100 people, period, regardless if they want to sell or not. So that's why I don't know if it seems like it, but I think I talk about marketing a lot. Leads. Because most people are not going to want to sell their piece of property cheap enough for you to make money off of it. That's just normal. That's the norm. Because when someone says, "Well, I'm having a hard time finding a deal," and so I said, "Me too." So that's the game. That separates the one that's going to do something and ain't. You know that going in. Temper those expectations. It's real. As real as the black skin on my face. Beautiful black skin on my face. So, it's so real. It's so real as far as the money. It's worth it.
All right. This is another question on TikTok. How do you determine whether it's a good deal or not?
As far as what, a house?
Looks like it.
Yeah, most wholesalers fail because they never determine what a good deal is. They can't identify a great deal or not. Text the letters JD. GD to this number, and you will thank me later. Jamil Denji. Who? Well, I've never had a Red Bull before. I guess it's no better. Root beer is no better, but I've never had a Red Bull before. It's coming. I think I'm good right now. It's on ice. It's on ice.
They said you need some green smoothies.
Some green smoothies. That'll do me. That'll do me. That'll do me too.
I told you yesterday you needed a wellness shot.
I really need some Red Hots.
Okay, let's move on. No, you don't. For you to be spitting them out during the thing.
Now I'm going to swallow.
You look tired. Y'all need
How you? What that mean?
I say he's mixed.
Viet Cong. I'm Viet Cong.
He's Filipino.
Hey, I'm had Viet Cong.
He probably got Filipino in him.
I'm had Viet Cong. Come on.
Wow. Get us canceled now. Get us canceled, goddamn. Oh my God.
It's excellent. It's beautiful. It's good to your throat.
Okay.
Even the off brand. Bring it to me.
Okay. This one says, how much are you paying for land?
Whatever. Huh? What kind of question is that?
Is it-
Some people be new at this.
Oh, I'm on buying it. Oh, no, I'm not buying it. I just feel like I put a deal together no matter what the price is. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Okay. This one says, what's up, Footman and fam? Why do you prefer to use 2 contracts instead of using an assignment agreement?
That is a unbelievable question. Needs to be a video tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm going to explain it now, but I'm going to make that, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Text it to me.
Okay.
Text it to email. Ty at, there.
Okay.
And so it'll be top of mind. That needs to be a video because I struggle sometimes. I spend sometimes, guys, they come up with that thumbnail, and I have a real boring life, but I love what I do. I can't complain about it. I've done worse. I may spend an hour and a half just to come up with. I don't know if they be good or not. But I spend an hour and a half sitting there just, you know what I'm saying?
Why you don't ever say nothing? You got a whole damn team.
I don't be wanting to buy you when you ain't at work. You know what I'm saying? Like this nigga, I ain't at work. But anyway, so what I was about to say, what were we talking about? Oh, contract over assignment. I mean, why do I use 2 purchase and sales agreements instead of an assignment agreement on the buyer side? Well, it starts with that's the way I was taught. Okay. But to explain it, just think about it. Okay, so you have a house on the contract for $100,000, and you say you want to make. Okay, we'll just say the ARV is 220. The numbers just work for whatever reason. So, and you want to make 25,000 off of it, right? Let's say 15. Let's do 15,000. You want to make 15,000. So when you find a buyer, you say, "Hey, this is my assignment fee, $15,000." Right. So for the buyer, it's $100,000 to pay the seller and $15,000 to pay you. So most buyers, not most, but a lot of times they want to negotiate. So they're going to knowingly negotiate your fee, not the seller's money, your money, if you present an assignment fee. Right? Okay, so let's flip that. Say, I got a contract with the seller for $100,000, but I market the deal at $125,000 as a price to buyers. And a buyer negotiates with me and says, "Hey, I don't want to do 125. I'll do 120. But you would think, yeah, well, if I can make 15, I'm good. You just picked up another 5,000 because he didn't know what you had it under contract for. He negotiated a price that worked for him, not negotiating your fee because he don't think you deserve that. Which one you think is better? You could have literally had that house under contract for $1. So if you want your assignment fee just to be 15,000, well, you could have said 115. You know, trust me, they really would have had a problem with that. But if you negotiated a price and they said they'd pay 120, you had it under contract for $1. Guess what your ending payday is $119,999. So you promote a price and let them negotiate a price that works for them, and your assignment fee is just built into that. That's why. And if they trip about how much you make, that's somebody you don't want to deal with. The price worked for them. That's the only thing that should matter. If they don't get that you are an asset to them as a wholesaler, because anytime that you present them a deal, and especially if it works for them, obviously, that is literally money that just fell out of the sky. And if they don't get that, that's a fool. You don't want to deal with them. You don't want to have a relationship with an investor and buyer that don't see you as an asset, that somebody that's going to continuously help them make money. Because at the end of the day, they're going to negotiate a price that works for them. Anything below that shouldn't matter. It may matter, just don't tell them it matters. Let me just say that.
Great question. All right. The next question on Instagram: what are 5 questions I should ask a person who is trying to sell their house?
5 questions?
Yes.
Depends on how the lead comes in, but so that factor. So let's go beyond the lead. So you want to know the bedrooms and bath, even though you might already know, you might want to just confirm it. You want to know the age of the roof, right? You want to know how is it heated and cooled, maybe the age of that, right? You want to know if they have any unpaid mortgages or liens on the property. Sometimes they might not tell you that. Sometimes they get a little uncomfortable about that. That's fine. It'll come out. You want to ask them, why are they selling, right? And then the magic question. I don't know if that's 5, but paying all cash and closing quickly. What's the least amount you'll accept for it as is? Is that 5, 6? What? You know? It's more questions you can ask, but I think that's 5. You want to count? Okay.
All right. This is on TikTok. Apart from Illinois and Oklahoma, what are other states do you need a license to wholesale?
Okay, other states that you need a license to wholesale real estate in besides Oklahoma and Illinois. Well, as far as I know, Kansas right now, right? And the city of Philadelphia, from the last time I checked, which has been a minute, but they require, the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania requires a wholesaler's license. Again, the last time I checked, they may have changed it since then, but I don't think they have. And so it's more like a business license. So it's not like you have to go through a testing process like you do as a real estate agent or a broker. So it's just like, I think it's like $500 or whatever in a background check. If you can pass that, if you can't pass it, guess what? Hopefully you have someone in your circle that can. And if you don't, God help us.
All right. This is another question on TikTok. Where do I find a list for auction at the courthouse? A
list for auction? If you're trying to,
for auctions,
you just contact the courthouse and ask them how that process works and what days they have the auctions on. You pay your taxes for that information, you know, even though when you call government workers and you know who you are, they're going to act like you owe them and we pay you. Customer service is 0 in most cases. Now, I say that. I've had some really good experience, but I know other people, you know what I'm saying? So, but I'm going to go in there with a certain mind frame that don't expect no customer service. So you lower your expectations when you go in there, you ain't going to be disappointed. Oh, that goes a long way. That goes a long way. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
All right, this one says I have a property with a
Yes, sir.
rental on it, but also has a buildable lot. It is in a D area, lower income. Should I build a house or find a better location to buy another rental?
I wouldn't build a brand new house on in an area like that unless it was a situation you could build multifamily.
Mm.
That's just me, you know. So, but if you have those type of resources that would allow you to do some building, yeah, most definitely find another area to build in.
All right.
Miss Marisha, she was on here yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Do it, girl. What's up?
All right. This one says, do you still offer mentoring?
As what I said about my black skin. As sure the
As
black
real
skin on
as
my
it is?
face.
Yeah. Is it elephant heavy?
Is an elephant happy?
Feedback, baby.
Is your head dead?
All right. This one says, how do we get proof of funds?
Well, there are some paid services out there. I am affiliated with one of them. If you text the letters POF, guess what that stands for? To 205-964-5243. Hey, my man, keep you out here, hook you up. But I don't know of any that's free. Not that you asked that, but I'm just letting you know there's a cost to it. And the only reason you'll need proof of funds, Nikki, unless you're dealing with a real estate agent, another wholesaler, or maybe a real estate investor that owns the property or whatever. But ideally, as a wholesaler targeting just regular Joe Blow that owns a piece of real estate, not listed or any agency involved with it, you don't really need proof of funds. But I don't know what your purpose of it, so I'm just letting you know you really don't need it. But if you want to go down that rabbit hole, I got the shovel. Text POF.
All right. This one says, what's the fastest way to find cash buyers?
The fastest way to find cash buyers. Probably text the word buyers. Text the word buyers to this number and let me know what you think.
All right. This one says, Footman, I'm back from overseas. I was in Syria. I'm ready to get it started. So what is the first thing I should do? Drive for dollars or do my bandit sign?
Both.
Yeah.
While you're waiting on your bandit signs, you should be driving for dollars, scouting your market to see where you can place bandit signs, because you can't just place bandit signs everywhere if you're going to use that as an option. While you're out driving for dollars, obviously you're looking for vacant houses, but you're also looking for renovations that are going on so you could possibly network with investors in certain areas, introduce yourself, let them know you're going to have more properties in that area, and boom. While you're out driving for dollars, look for properties that are for rent. Hopefully you're looking for the generic white, red and white, black and white, orange, black and white signs, because normally that's the actual owner. And try to re-engineer those into actual deals, see if they want to sell instead of rent.
All right. We got some questions on Instagram. So are you recommending, back to earlier, so are you recommending double closing?
I ain't saying nothing about that.
I guess
Maybe
you're trying to
maybe the question,
understand
I didn't explain it. I didn't explain the rest of it. Okay, just because you have two purchase and sales agreement without an actual assignment contract in play doesn't mean you still can't assign your contract. Guess what? You can. The difference is the assignment fee. So, they'll still put the deal together. I have what I call a closing detail sheet that I give away that's free. If you text the word close, CLOSE, and that video will explain how to fill it out and how to access that document.
All right, this is on TikTok, but I know you're gonna answer this later. Who does the Earnest Money go to?
Oh yeah, I'll get into that whenever we answer the question later. Yes, you need to go down.
All right, this is also on TikTok. I have perfect credit 800 plus. What's the best way to get purchase a property without money?
Okay, so you got credit, no money, basically what you're saying. Okay. Ooh.
I mean, he might have money. He's just saying.
Well, with that, some people use actual credit cards to make purchases with. Depending on what kind of line you can get. And what's your end game? You need to have a game plan now. That HGT stuff looks good, but you need to have a game. You need to know what you're doing. What I would recommend you do is hold on to that credit, right? And leverage. You may not have any money, but I'm assuming you got a few $100s. Normally, most you got that type of credit, you got some money.
You're doing something right.
No, wouldn't you agree? Normally,
Yeah, you're doing something right.
yeah, you're doing something right. You're definitely a good steward of your what they call it, of your shillings.
See, that's why somebody earlier said red hot. That's country. And then you just
In the
said
box, no, they talking about the sausage. I wasn't talking about the sausage. I was talking about the ones in the little box, the little 25-cent can there.
I know, but they said they can tell you in the country.
That's and sell in any convenience store right around here. I'm in Arizona. That's country.
Country.
Las
But
Vegas.
you just said chitlins.
That's country. Are they selling red hot? Okay, now.
It just stay in the gas station. They don't really matter.
That's my point.
That's why I said be full.
That was my point. Anyway, so what were we saying? About the credit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're here to learn how to wholesale real estate where your cash, your credit doesn't matter. Your credit can, if nothing else, leverage to do some marketing. You know what I'm saying? You might get you a credit card or something just to pay for your marketing initially, and then let the business feed itself, pay your credit card off, of course, and then you leverage that credit later on for something more dynamic or whatever. So, but obviously, if you've established that type of credit score, I'm assuming done in a certain way, that you'll be okay. Yeah, but just so take advantage of all this knowledge, apply it, save that credit.
All right. This is also on TikTok. Can you wholesale a commercial building?
Yes.
All right. Also on TikTok, how many cold calls do you recommend a day?
Ooh. Well, okay, that's a good question. It's all I told you. So if you're making just a call with this right here, if you can get 100 in, you're good. Or that's gonna be a grind, right? But if you're using a dialer, you could be making 1,000 or 2,000 calls a day, right? So if you want to use an automatic dialer makes it more efficient. Text the word dialer, and that link will get you going. So it just depends on what device you're using. But if you're using a smartphone, if you can get 50 in, you're doing good, because it's just a grind calling numbers that way.
All right. The next question on, let's see, is this YouTube? This YouTube. What up, Flip Man? When do you update your episodes on Spotify? Because that's how I listen to you at work. Oh,
I thought they updated. I'm have to find out. What's the most recent? You have to tell me. We need to check that. We need to check that. I got somebody that does that for me or whatever. So we need to check that.
all right. Back on TikTok, I have a foreign tax exempt EIN number from the IRS. Am I still tax exempt if I were to wholesale?
No, you're gonna have to explain that. The EIN. Why are you exempt from paying taxes?
I think he's asking that he be exempt.
I know. I'm saying that
wholesale.
ain't how that works.
All right.
Maybe you can educate us today.
Right.
I'm always open to say. I am as loud today.
Yes, they keep cutting it up louder. All right, this is also on TikTok. What is the most important thing you should include in a purchase agreement?
If you're gonna write up your own agreement, there's a number of things. I don't know if there's the most important thing, but you're fortunate. I give away the contract. I didn't even put that up today. I give away the contract that I've been using since 2003. And I've been giving away since 2008. So text the word contract to the number, and you don't even have to worry about that.
All right. It's a lot of questions on TikTok today. All right. So this person on TikTok asks, I would love for you to mentor me. How do I sign up? And where are the free contracts?
They said what now?
How do they sign up for you to mentor them? And then where are the free contracts? That's the same person. no,
Oh, God,
it's a
just,
different
yeah,
place.
just text me on the mentor. It's a paid option versus all this free content, but the contract is free or whatever. Let me get that.
All right. Can the buyer go around you as a wholesaler and purchase directly from the seller?
It's possible, but that's the purpose of your contract. It's possible for sure. But you got to have two people willing to be shady, as Jessica will say.
All right. How does driving for dollars work?
How does driving for dollars work?
Yeah.
You literally are getting in your automobile and driving to look for potential deals. As I mentioned earlier, you're looking for vacant houses. You're looking for renovations to maybe attract potential buyers. You're looking for properties that are for rent. As I mentioned earlier, just go back maybe about 15 minutes. I'll explain it in a little more detail. But the purpose is you're using what's supposed to be a low-cost method, but with gas the way it is right now, I don't know if how accurate that is anymore, but supposed to be a low-cost method. Maybe a little time-consuming, but guess what? Most of us are time, what, Ken? Rich.
Oh, yeah, time rich. We talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, most of us are
Go
time
check out that
rich.
video. All right, this is also on TikTok. How do you feel about email marketing?
Email marketing?
Yeah.
Very tough. There's some better options out there than email. You might give it a go though, but very tough compared to the other options out there. Text messaging, you're just going to get such a better response rate, along with cold calling. So text messaging and cold calling are going to give you that much better response rate.
All right, back on YouTube, Kings and Queens World of the Real asks, can you comp properties live like you did with Jamil, please?
The reason we really don't do that, I think it slows things down really fast under a quick business. This particular live is really not set up for that. Plus, we have Instagram and TikTok watching, and they can't see what I would put on my screen. So that's a huge part of our audience on TikTok and Instagram. So it wouldn't go over well.
All right, searching for oldies on YouTube asks, how to find the numbers on vacant land?
What, mean the phone numbers?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're asking?
I think that's what they're asking. And then again, you need to know what platform.
Text the word MUD, M-U-D.
All right, this is on Instagram. Where can I find buyers while virtually wholesaling?
It's a good one too, Ken. You cherry picking these, baby. Doing it.
You got the answer for you.
Text the word buyers. That video will
How you
explain.
been looking for them?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right, let's see. Okay, this is on TikTok. Is it possible to buy with private lender and FHA only with bad credit?
Wait a minute now. A private lender, FHA with bad credit. Don't none of that mix.
Hey, they had X.
The FHA won't have anything to do with a private lender. FHA is the Federal Housing Administration, I think, is what that stands for. And so that's a government funded backed loan or whatever it is. So private lending won't have anything. None of that mixed. I ain't gonna try to sit there and explain that. None of that mixed.
All right, this is a new one.
Yeah,
Thoughts
Federal
on-
Housing Administration. Yeah, FHA.
All right, this is on TikTok. Thoughts on door knocking? What to say? So pretty much what you said earlier, though.
Well, door knocking.
Well, when you were saying the questions when they was asking what to say to a seller.
Well, you first got to get them to talk to you.
Yeah.
Once you get them to talk to you, then everything is basically the same. If they interested in, number one, not slamming the door in your face. Number two, actually want to sell a piece of real estate. And then you get into fact finding, about the property, see if it's an opportunity there.
All right. This is also on TikTok. How to buy? This is the same person that was asking about the FHA loan only. How to buy with bad credit and low funds.
Learn to wholesale, so you start making some money and correct those problems. Period. Forget about buying a house. That's not an option. Just learn to wholesale real estate. Start making some money, and you can correct those issues. That's not an option right now.
All right. Let's see. While we're waiting for some more to come in, let me go back to TikTok. All right. And you already explained about driving for dollars, so we already answered that.
Yeah.
Do you want to go into the topic?
Yeah, might as well go into the topic, Ken, since they tripped.
It's some more questions that's coming on. I just thought you want to take a break and talk about the topic.
Okay, so all right, so what to do when a seller wants a large earnest money deposit? You run. You see the thumbnail? You see that thumbnail? Hey, that's a contract that's being thrown in the garbage can. It's a deal breaker in most cases.
Now that you can see very clear. It's so easy to understand on this one.
On this one? After I explained it, if I'd have just showed it to you,
No, I would have definitely.
You would have known that?
Well, okay, if you would have had contract written on paper.
On the folded up paper?
Yeah, just like, I don't know.
Well, I guess.
But I mean, that's the other lady. The other thumbnail from yesterday. You know, that was a little questionable.
Oh, okay.
So that, I'm saying that's more clear.
Yeah. Well, the way I copied it from, it said Kobe. I wanted to go with something more current. So anyway, what to do when a seller wants too much, a large earnest money deposit? It could be a deal breaker, just like if they give you a price that doesn't work for you. In most cases, if a seller gives you a large earnest money deposit, let's just say $1,000, that's a decent size, relatively speaking. All right. It just normally doesn't work with them also giving you a price that's cheap enough for the deal to work. But assuming that they do, assuming that it is a great deal, right? And they want the $1,000 earnest money, $2,500. So it's a great deal, and they want $1,000 earnest money, and they're not going to budge from it. So at that point, you're going to have to do one or two things. You're going to have to either walk away from that deal, or you tap into someone that you know that has that type of money, right? And assuming you're going to make, we'll say 8, 9, 10, maybe 15 grand on it, you just promise them, hey, if I close this deal, I'll give you double your money back. I'll give you $2,000 back, right? Now you have to let them know there's a possibility that it may be lost. Now you're going to do everything in your power to have a decent due diligence period, normally at least 21 days. All right, maybe you have a 30 or 40-day contract, so 21 of that will be due diligence, and just in case the deal doesn't close, you can retrieve your earnest money deposit if you cancel within that due diligence period. Now you're not going to put it in their hand. That's definitely a deal breaker. I put $10 in their hand, maybe even 100, but not 1,000. But normally the correct way of doing it is allowing a third party to hold it. When I say a third party, maybe escrow company, depending on the state you're in, title company, or even an attorney. But that's definitely not an option, putting $1,000 in their hand. So if you get someone to partner with you, you don't have it, promise them X number of dollars back, that may be an option. And again, if you don't have it, that just could be a deal breaker. But it is so rare that would be the situation if a seller asks you for that type of earnest money and it's a great deal. The people that normally ask for that type of earnest money is because you're trying to deal with a real estate agent, which I don't suggest as a newbie. You're dealing with another wholesaler, and you can just go and just talk to them like, wait a minute, man, I got a buyer ready. So that's what you're going to let hold this deal up. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you may be actually dealing with an actual real estate investor that, he understands or they understand that that's part of the course. But again, it still can be a deal breaker. But normally when you're just dealing with Joe Blow, the real estate owner, regular guy, they just normally not going to ask for that type of EMD. It's just not. It just normally doesn't work that way. So.
All right. Yeah, we got somebody in the room. I'm going to add her.
Okay.
Hey, Monique.
Hi guys, it's me again.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I got a question, Flip. I found a house around the corner from me, and I saw it has a code enforced people have come by and put a letter on the garage.
Yes, ma'am.
And when I got back home, I looked up the owner. It's Intercoastal and Land Acquisition Development LLC. Didn't you say something at one point about if it's bought by a place like this to not even fool with it?
Okay, so the owner is an LLC. It's in a business entity,
Yes.
and it's a house, right?
Yes, it's a house.
Okay. Well, at the end of the day, there's still a human being behind it. So you found it how?
I was just walking my dog and saw it.
Oh, you walking your dog? Okay. All right.
Mhm.
So, and then what is it? It is obviously vacant.
Oh yeah, because the front and the back door is open. You can see straight through it, and they got the lights work in the house. And then they
How
on the
recent was the
garage.
How recent was the transaction when they purchased the house?
They bought the house in 2018, and it's apparently it's just been sitting ever since then.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So since if you Google the address and you don't see an office for them that you can possibly go to the office, then and it doesn't provide a phone number, send them something in the mail. Send it FedEx or UPS so you can get their attention and see if they're interested in selling. It just may be one of those situations they thought it was a good idea 4 years ago, but now it's not. So hey, yeah,
I'm in Georgia. And I got on PropStream, and they're in Colorado.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I found the owner, but there's no phone number. But I found the owner and text messaged him on Facebook. I found him on Facebook. So I sent him an email on Facebook, but he hasn't responded. So I guess I have the address right here. I guess I can just send him a letter or something. But it's been vacant for that long.
Yeah, send them a letter, see if you can get a response.
Yeah. And I guess with the code enforcement people going by, they're putting this thing on their garage door saying because the yard is really jacked up. Somebody started throwing tires and everything in the yard.
Yeah.
It may be going up for auction because the date that was on the code enforcement paper said it was early this year, January. So I don't know how long they give them before they do something about it. But
okay.
So
you want to try to be proactive on that as early as today if you can. Definitely by tomorrow you want to get something in the mail.
Okay.
Send it, I guess you can send it overnight, but at least ground. And I'm gonna do it. You can track to see if it was received, and see if you can get a response from them. You might be right on time.
Okay, that's what I'll do then. Thank you so much.
Great having you, Miss Monique. Please join us again.
I will. All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, we got another one in the Gator room. All right. Hey.
Hi.
Good afternoon, Miss Marion. How's it going?
I'm good. I just had a question about, I know you said you use 2 contracts. So do you use the exact same contract for the seller end and the end buyer end, or is there a difference?
Yeah, she's asking, do I use the same contract for the seller and the buyer? in most, well, not in most, let me back up. So sometimes the buyer have their own agreement. As long as it doesn't conflict with your terms with the seller, then you're good. You know, the first thing is the time frame they want to close based on how much time you have left with the seller. You get into the closing cost. You want to make sure that sometimes, you know, the buyer may not pay any of it. So now it depends on how much you're going to make and what that closing cost may be, whether or not you'll agree to those terms. So as long as it doesn't conflict with your terms, then boom. But a lot of times they'll use my contract because it's just so simple.
Okay. And my second question is with the land. So I was on the last live where you were talking about how you've gotten into the land and everything like that. So, of course, I've been researching it. And I'm just a little confused on, I know somebody asked about the numbers, but I don't know if they were referring to the numbers of the land. So, how?
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. So you mentioned the square footage. So you take what number again times the square footage or the acres or whatever.
Well, yeah, because a lot of times lots are not a complete acre.
Right.
And so it'll be broke down into decimals or whatever. And that's just doing the simple math on it. You know, and because a lot of residential lots are not full acres. So you try to compare likes to likes if possible, but you may be in a neighborhood where, and it looks good. You may be in a neighborhood where there's not a lot of activity, and that's where it gets a little difficult when you don't have a lot of activity on lots being sold in a particular area of time. But in the areas where there is some activity, it's pretty much, it makes it a lot more easier to determine if you have an opportunity or not. But the reason I was bringing up the size of the lot, because now you have to get into trying to compare likes to likes, and sometimes you have to go by price per square foot, you know, similar price per acre, but a lot of times, it may not be an actual acre, so you have to compare, you know, the square footage on it and just make the adjustments as needed. And to give you an example, and I may be talking in circles if you don't know what I'm talking about. So you may have a lot that's 0.75. Right, it's not quite an acre, 0.75 of an acre. So you may have another one that's 0.30, but that's the one that's sold. So the price on it may be X number, and so you divide that. You go back to you'll divide that number into what it's sold for. So now that'll give you a price per square foot based in decimals, and you can multiply that times that 0.75 to give you a price on what yours should be valued at. And so now if you know if it can possibly sell for X number, you know, assuming there's some similar situations going on with it, you know, as far as a road access, utilities or not, or whatever the situation. I'm trying to keep from getting into all that part of it. And now you come up with a value similar to an ARV. Now you know you need to, hey, I need to try to get it at this price to make it attractive. Normally, you're trying to get it at 50% or less of what it will probably be paid for. Just generalizing there. We're trying to get them at 20 to 30 cents on the dollar. You know, so it makes it a no-brainer to buy it or whatever. So it's tons of content out there on it. I'll be putting more out there over time. But it's definitely like an endless, just like with houses, it's an endless amount of opportunity out there on land, and it's less competition. You know, that's what I love about it. You know, well, probably the biggest thing out of it is the response rate. The same thing we do with houses as far as the different marketing methods, from the Google AdWords to cold calling, text messaging. You know, the response rate right now, the way the numbers are working, it's like 4-to-1 versus the response rate to houses. That's what I love about it. And we only just targeted maybe like three different markets, you know, here locally, Texas and part of Florida or whatever. So I'm just blown. I just can't believe I just slept on it for this long. or whatever. But you know, hey, we always trying to grow.
Absolutely, yeah. Obviously I'm a realtor.
Where
So,
are you located in Miami?
I don't know. I got the shirt in Miami, but I'm in Dallas.
Oh, you're in Dallas?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we got a property in Denton County out there in Dallas. I guess that's Metro Dallas, from my understanding. So hopefully we'll be able to, I think we've had one offer, we turned it down. Hopefully we got another offer coming in either today or tomorrow. Hopefully that'll be something that'll work on it. So that's gonna be a pretty good decent payday.
Cool. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of building going on in Dallas.
Oh yeah, it's booming out there.
I'm gonna get this thing going. So thank you.
No problem at all. Please join us again.
I will.
Yes, ma'am. All righty.
All right, we're back on YouTube. We got Paula Vibes. Let's see. All right, she said, I live in a small city around 40,000, but I live next to a bigger city, such as Milwaukee, Green Bay, and Mason,
Mhm.
Wisconsin. Is it better to target the bigger cities?
Well, it sounds like you're just in you're in the metro area of those cities. If you're close to all of those, you're in a great area. You know what I'm saying? So she didn't name the city. I guess, well, I wish she would have named the city. But it sounds like you're in a pretty good place if all of those are close to you. You're ready to make some stuff happen.
All right.
Ken, you might have to put that mic up closer.
Okay. All right. This is also on YouTube. Let's see. How can I partner with you, and what's the requirement?
All right. For houses, text the word 5050. For land, text the word raw for land. And for self-storage and apartments, multifamily, text the word units.
All right. Back on TikTok, this person asked, are red tag properties good to target for wholesaling?
Red touch, so I guess that's demo list, I think, for some markets. Yeah, there's obviously some issues going on there. Hopefully they're motivated to sell and it's not a deal breaker on the process of getting it off that list. So yeah, I would definitely say that would be a good list to target.
All right. This person on YouTube said, I have purchased the program. How do I get the forms to proceed forward? So which forms is she talking about?
Well, you should be able to access that in your dashboard. In reality, the contract is free. All you have to do is just check the word contract to access that. Where is it, Ken? Like you up here.
I'm about to say, she's on your right hand side.
Yeah, just text the word contract to the number.
All right. All right. Ms. Baker said, blessings, everyone.
What's going on,
On
Miss
YouTube.
Paula?
All right, we
Yo.
got another one on YouTube. They said, hey y'all, thank you for what you're doing, what you do. I can't stay away from this channel. The county auction is coming up in June. How do I do the prices for these houses to be beneficial to for investors?
Well, hopefully there's a list provided that I guess the public can access before they go to auction. And if you're trying to take advantage or participate in that auction, then that's what you, it went off.
Mm-hmm.
Did it? Okay. What, it logged out or what?
Yeah, it said that lock.
Huh?
It didn't cut off like it did last time. It showed something was locked.
Okay.
Something was locked. Send security code to a number.
Oh.
Do that?
I don't think. We'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. Okay. We're about to go. All right. So yeah. So what was the question? Oh, well, yeah, with the auction. So yeah, you just have to reach out to that municipality that's putting on the auction, and they should give you information on how to participate and a list of the properties that are available. So we're a little short-handed here today, guys. So we've gotten almost an hour in. So if you didn't get your question answered, post them in the comments section of any video. We'll answer those on a daily basis. This will go into replay mode on all platforms. The best experience is on YouTube. Make sure you like and share this. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. I think that's pretty much it. So with that being said, guys, we'll see you on the flip side.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash.